Okay, so the first example when you guys go over this, and if you haven't done these notes already, then go ahead and write this in. So then that way you can kind of already have part of the notes ready to go when you do this. You're going to have a triangle. It's going to be labeled A, B, and C. Okay, up here on this side is going to be 15. This side will be 17. And the angle is 84 degrees. All right, so again, here's the goal. The goal of this whole thing was to find the area of a triangle. You guys have done that before. Okay, you guys remember what the formula was for triangles for finding area? No. 1/2 times base times height. Okay, so, oops, where's my little marker? I have to have one at my desk. All right, so area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, so that's if you know the height. Okay, and usually the height, they'll show it by putting like a little right angle. That way you know it's directly from the top of the triangle straight to the bottom, the height of it. Okay, but if you don't have the height, then you're gonna have to figure out a different method. Okay, and that's what this is for. All right, so the formula that we use is area equals, notice how it starts the same, it's still 1/2, except this time it's A, lowercase a, make sure you put lowercase, times B, times sine of capital C. Make sure you put a capital, a big C. Okay, what does the little a represent? The big A, this represents area, but what's the little a? No, not the angle. You guys that watch the video, what is it? It's the side. Does anybody know what side is A? Little a?
15.
Nope. It's the side that's across from the big A. So whatever's across from it, that is the little a, or the opposite of it. So across from B, that's little b, which makes this what? That's C. So remember, your sides are usually written as lowercase, and then the angles are written as uppercase. Okay, so that means that this is what? Angle C, which is 84. Okay, so when you guys go through that example, she'll show you how to do that. We'll go to number 2. So basically all you're doing is basically plugging in those values. Okay, you plug in A, plug in B, and the angle. Okay, the important thing though is that you have to choose a specific angle. You can't just use any angle. Okay, so if I put, like, for instance, if I added in an angle here, like 31, I don't use 31. It has to be the angle, Hamoud, Khalil. It has to be the angle that's between the two sides. So notice how these two sides meet right here in the middle, right at C. So it has to be that angle. Okay. All right, here's another triangle that's in those notes. Okay, it'll say 9, 12, and it's kind of flat on top like this, kind of arcs down like this on the bottom. And then this is 14, and then this angle will be 36. Yes, thank you. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to use that formula, 1/2 times A times B times sine of C. Or basically, it doesn't matter what letter it is. It just you need to make sure it's that the angle that's not across from these two sides. Now, which two sides should I use? 9 and 14. Because what's in the middle of them?
36.
The angle that you are given, yes. Okay. So here I'm going to use 9, 14. I think she put 14 first. It doesn't matter. You're just multiplying. Okay. Times sine times the angle, which is 36. Okay. And basically all you're going to do is calculate that out. Let me clear up that video A little unclear.
But I said SIN.
Yes, sine. Remember SOHCAHTOA? Sine, cosine, tangent, all that? Okay, it's the same function. So when you type it out, 1/2 times sine, times 9 times 14. Just make sure you put the multiplication symbol or put parentheses. Whatever you put next to sine automatically multiplies, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, so the example that you guys don't get, yes, you use Desmos, or a normal calculator can do that too. Okay. The example that you don't see that's in your packet is, what if you don't have an angle? What if it's 8.3 here, and then let's say this side is 7.8 inches, and then this side is going to be 6.9 inches. All right, then this side, this corner we're going to call B. This corner we'll call A, and this one we'll call C. And by the way, it won't always be ABC. It might be PQR, or it might be XYZ. If you want to relabel the triangles as ABC every time, that's fine, if that helps you kind of figure out what goes where. Okay, so which side is little a? 8.3. Edwin, you can't just listen either. You have to use your eyes. Okay, and then that's going to be C. Okay, so there's 2 steps to finding the area when you have no angle. All you have is 3 sides. You need 3 sides, by the way. Can't have just 2 sides. You need all 3. Okay, this formula is called Herons Formula. And before I show you this formula, I will provide you a key with the formulas. You just need to know how to use them. Okay. And by the way, this one is called the sine formula. Okay, that one above. But you'll write that in when you guys take the actual notes. Okay, step 1 to Herons formula. You're going to add up all the sides. Okay, you're going to do A plus B plus C. And then after you add up all the sides, by the way, when you add up all the sides, what does that give you? Not like in this problem, just in general. What is perimeter? So you're taking the perimeter and then you're going to divide it by 2. This we're going to call S. Once we get this number, we're going to call that the S value. Okay? Okay, again, this is 2 steps. There's 2 parts to the formula. The step 2 is the actual area formula. So really, again, essentially the S is just half the perimeter. Okay? Which is why, again, it's important to make sure you have all 3 sides. For the area, you're going to do the square root. It's going to be a long one. Okay, the square root of starting with the S, and then you're going to do parentheses. The first parentheses is S, the S value minus the first side, or A, times S minus the second side, times S minus the third side. You plug in the S there, you plug in the sides in there in A, B, and C, and then you just calculate that. And you can type all that in Desmos, okay? Or you can do that in a normal calculator too. Okay, so let's do that for this problem. So step 1, add up the perimeter. Is it 23? I don't think it's, is it 23? Oh yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so we're gonna add them up. Okay, then divide that by 2. What do you get? Probably doesn't give you a decimal, does it? Yeah, when you do those yellow calculators, it won't give you a decimal. Okay, but it's 11.5. Okay, so the area, step 2, okay, is the square root, and that S value is what you're going to plug in here for S in all those different, in those 4 different spots. So first 11.5, then 11.5 minus the first side, and again, it doesn't matter what side you start with here. Then 11.5 minus the second side, and then 11.5 minus the third side. you set it up just like that. Okay, once you get that, that'll give you the area. Okay, so I'm going to flip over real quick to Desmos. I'll come back to this in a second. Okay, so I'll type in SQ. By the way, if you type in SQRT, it gives you square root. Or you could just press it, whatever. Okay, 11.5 times 11.5 minus 8.3. Then 11.5 again, minus 6.9. And then one more time, 11.5 minus 7.8. We good? All right, I made a mistake. What did I make a mistake doing? I'm outside of what? I'm outside the square root. Yes, make sure that you be careful about that. Make sure this goes inside the square root, like that. Okay, so then I end up with, let's round to the nearest tenth. What would it be if I round to the nearest tenth? 2? Just 25. Okay. So I put the little approximation symbol like that. 25 what? Area. What do I write? Not cubed, squared. What is cubed? What do we do that? When do we use that? Volume, right? A 3D, like three-dimensional space. Okay, this is just surface area. Okay, so that's how you guys find that. All right, let me stop the recording. Da-da-da.